how did you get introduced to the game of golf?
Tom, as I said a moment ago, no one in the family played golf. There was a driving range that was only a couple of miles from my home, and at the age of 19, I went to the driving range and began to just hit balls with a club off the rack. And fortunately, some fellows there noted that I had this interest and suggested we go play a local public course. But that was my introduction to golf.
So you started at 19, and at 31 you won the Philadelphia Amateur Championship. Now that's incredible improvement. How did you practice? What did you do to improve like that to win a tournament of that size in that time frame?
Well, Tom, first I fell in love with the game and actually was able to make the college golf team my junior and senior year in college. But when we moved up north, that was the first club that I joined as a junior member and got an established handicap. And then in 1963, we purchased our first home near Huntington Valley Country Club and joined that club. And that was the first occasion that I had professional instruction. And at Huntington Valley, we had some really outstanding players, one of whom was Bill Hyman. And Bill Hyman's probably a name some of you recognize. He was really one of the stellar amateurs. He was ranked the #1 amateur in the country at one time, and played a fair amount of golf with Bill, competed against him, and learned a lot from that. So that my first real success in competitive golf came in 1966 when I was medalist for the Philadelphia Amateur Championship and got to the semifinals before losing. And then, as you just referenced, won the Amateur Championship there in Philadelphia in 1967 and again in 1976.
Twice you were a semifinalist in the United States Mid-Am. You were runner-up in the '85 Mid-Am to Jay Sigel. You won 2 U.S. Senior Amateur Championships and 5 Crump Cups. Really incredible. What would you say have been your most satisfying accomplishments in competitive golf?
Well, Tom, each and every one of them are very important and fulfilling, and certainly, the 5 Crump Cups, each and every one was important to me. One kind of stands out because the Crump Cup, after you qualify, and the low 16 qualify for the championship flight, and then you go through match play. And there are 2 matches the final day of the tournament on Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon. And on that Sunday morning, I played Bill Campbell. That's a name I'm sure many of you recognize. Bill, again, an amateur champion, just one of the great men in golf, but really a fantastic record. And was able to get by Bill. And then in the afternoon, I played Jay Sigel again, one of the fellows that has one of the really premier records in amateur golf, and then went on to have a successful professional career on the senior tour. But was able to get by Jay and win the Crump Cup. But the one that is at the top, and that was my first national championship. There is nothing, if you enjoy competitive golf, like the feeling of being a national champion.
I overheard one of the fellows earlier today talking about the 310-yard tee shot he hit out here on 18 yesterday. It was a fellow with white hair, maybe no hair. And I was wondering, you were on the USGA Executive Committee and chaired the Implements and Ball Committee. You've seen a lot of changes in technology. Tell us your thoughts on managing the effects of technology on this game now and going forward.
Well, there's no question that technology has had a big impact on the game. The distance the balls hit today, and if you really look at what's happened with the manufacturers. They have a lot of PhDs in physics, aerodynamic engineers, just vast resources looking for ways to make better performing clubs and clubs that hit the ball longer distances. So, and just as in so many aspects of our lives, technology plays a big role, and it does in golf. And the USGA and the RNA are making their best effort to control the distance the ball is hit. And in recent years, they've kind of put the brakes on the incremental distance, but still, what drives the manufacturers is to constantly reinvent themselves, find ways to provide you with clubs that hit the ball a little further, and what is of interest to all of us, and that's looking for ways that we can hit it a little further. But at the same time, what's in the best interest of the game? It's not to have to lengthen our golf courses further. This is an issue that, in my judgment, is going to have to be faced at some point in time, perhaps in the not too distant future. I know the USGA has had a ball manufactured that's a little shorter golf ball, still a fun, playable golf ball, but goes a little shorter than the balls do today. I don't think any action's imminent now, and as we all know, their primary focus now is on this anchored putter issue. But my guess is that at some point, probably in the not too distant future, it's going to be necessary to roll the ball back. And that's really the only practical way to limit having to lengthen courses and really what would obsolete many of our classic courses, because they can no longer be lengthened where they've been lengthened as much as the land allows.
Gentlemen, the USGA's highest award in the game of golf is the Bob Jones Award. It's given, and I quote, "It seeks to recognize a person who emulates Jones' spirit, his personal qualities, and his attitude toward the game and its players. It's given in recognition of sportsmanship in golf." Gordon, you won that award. Would you please share with us what that means to you?
Well, the qualities that Bob Jones exemplified in the way he played the game established a level of excellence that really has defined the game of golf. Bob Jones was much more than one of the greatest players in the history of the game. The sportsmanship and integrity that he played the game with has just provided a standard by which we all are measured. This is an unbelievable honor to have been selected to receive this award, and not only for what it means in sportsmanship, but when you look at the extraordinary list of winners of this award, people like Byron Nelson, Ben Hogan, Babe Zaharis, Attica Sorenstam, Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson. The year before it was presented to me, President George H.W. Bush. This year, the 2013 award is presented next weekend by the USGA at their closing dinner to Davis Law. So it's just an exceptional group of men that have received this award, and joining that list and what the award means is without question the highest honor I've ever received.
I'd like to ask you just a few questions about Pine Valley. You know, Pine Valley is always ranked by any of the publications really, really high, 1 or 2. I like to say the thing that amazes me the most is the worst I've ever seen it ranked is number 2. In your opinion, what makes that golf course continue to get such great high acclaim?
Well, Tom, and as you suggest, it is my opinion, but I became a member of Pine Valley in 1971, so I've been there and enjoyed that wonderful facility for many, many years. But I would have to say if you tried to really single out one item, it's George Arthur Crump, who was the founder and architect of Pine Valley. George Crump only designed one course, and that was Pine Valley, and unfortunately, he didn't live to see the course completed. He passed on in January of 1918. At that time, even though the course was started in 1913, in 1918 only 14 holes were completed. The remaining 4 holes, 12 through 15, were completed following his death, but the completion of those holes was as he had designed them to be. But George Crump's vision and what he created at Pine Valley, he wanted to have a course that was a championship stern test of golf that would severely penalize a poor shot, that would require a good player to play every club in his bag. And he, in designing the course, didn't want any parallel holes. When you played one hole, he didn't want another hole to be visible. The course boxes the compass, but no more than 2 consecutive holes run in the same direction. He has a balance between long and short holes. He wanted 2 very short par 4s, 1 on each side. And we have that in hole number 8, and what he wanted in hole number 8 is after your drive to have a short pitch shot, but to a well bunkered green. On number 12, another short hole, only 30 yards, he wanted the green open in front, giving the opportunity to play a pitch and run shot. That kind of reflects the balance, and the par 4s selection of holes that require, after a good drive, require a mid-iron, and holes that require a healthy second shot. In the 2 par 5s, he intended that those holes never be reached in 2 shots. They are true 3-shot holes. And the par 3s, a balance. The first, he wanted 1 short hole, 1 very long hole, and others that would one mid-iron and long iron. And certainly the 10th is a great short hole, and the 5th, to me, Tom, is, that's about the most demanding par 3 I have ever played. Wow, what a golf hole. But, there's a balance on the golf course, and it's just about dead equal between greens that are bunkered in front and greens that are open. But as he designed Pine Valley, it is just a masterpiece, a very fair test of golf, but one that is penal. It certainly penalizes poor shots. And there are so many great holes there, but I think the quality that really stands out about Pine Valley, there are no weak holes. It has been said that there are 18 signature holes. To me, it has some of the best holes in golf, and certainly the 8th hole, I really believe that's the best short hole in the game. And there's a wonderful story. In 1922, the famous English golf writer Bernard Darwin came over to play Pine Valley, and for the first 7 holes, he was level par. And he got to the 8th hole, and after a good drive, his pitch shot to the green found one of the greenside bunkers. And after going from bunker to bunker to bunker to bunker, in despair, he picked up his ball and declared, "It is all very well," he said, "to punish a bad stroke. But the right of eternal punishment should be reserved for a higher tribunal than the ring committee."
Well, I have one more question for you, Gordon, and that is, game of golf's been great to you. You've been great for the game of golf. What would you say are some of the, or the most, or some of the most important life lessons that you've learned through golf?
Tom, before I answer that question, as I said, this retreat and Tom Case and the way he lives his life, the examples he sets, has been a very, very powerful influence on me. But you know, what a great sport we have in golf. And you know, I happen to believe it helps develop character, but there's no question it identifies who has character. If you really want to get to know something about a person, just go play around a golf with them. A lot of life's lessons are learned on the golf course. You know, do you have the discipline to play the game and the integrity to play the game? How do you handle adversity? Are you a graceful loser and a humble winner? Perhaps these are the qualities that are the reason that so many close friendships are forged through the game of golf. I know I feel very blessed to have so many great friends that I got to know through golf, and I'm confident that many of you feel the same way.